Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I must say that I'm incredibly disappointed by the so-called alternative media. It seems that all of them have been coming down on the Occupy Wall Street movement and all of the spin-off groups around the country. I have heard just about every kind of characterization of this group being bandied about as a reason why it is just a shill operation or an operation being conducted by any of a number of supposedly evil entities, Bolsheviks or socialists or the evil unions, or it's a globalist operation, or George Soros is behind it, or Obama is trying to take advantage of it, or the Republicans and Tea Party are trying to take it over. All of these things being characterized by the supposed alternative media, who themselves have failed to grasp the important thing about this. And I think there's a reason for that. One of the most egregious examples of this kind of stupidity and fucking assholishness comes from the total fuck Alex Jones, who likes to have his cake and eat it too, with the promotion of far-right ideology, with the plastering of Ron Paul all over his fucking website, and his stupid selling of fucking bullshit survival gear, and his constant promotion of his own fucking fat-ass self, and is trying to steer people away from the fucking owners to the goddamn middlemen of the Federal fucking Reserve. Yeah, I think the Federal Reserve needs to be looked at, but all of you people who think it's the Federal Reserve that's holding up the banking system in this country, guess what, you stupid motherfucking jack-off assholes? What existed before the fucking Federal Reserve? Could it be the fucking banks? And some of the same ones who are the biggest and have the most money to fucking day? So don't give me that fucking bullshit. And then you have the other fucking assholes who think it's the government. Tell me, you fucking stupid motherfucking idiots. Tell me what's going to happen if you wave your fucking magic fairy wand and the government disappears tomorrow. Do you suppose the banks are going to run around like chickens with their heads cut off and suddenly not be raping you of every fucking cent you have? And not continue to charge you ridiculous fees for every fucking service that they provide? Do you think they're going to just suddenly not want to collect every fucking dime that you owe them? Give me a goddamn break! Now, why do you suppose someone like Alex Jones, who's supposedly waking the people up to the evil New World Order and all the other bullshit fucking crap that he's been spewing for years, would be so back and forth on this issue of Occupy Wall Street and want to have his cake and eat it too? I'll tell you why. Because he's dependent upon the system the way it is. He doesn't want any kind of change. He supports Ron Paul because he knows Ron Paul will never win. He wouldn't know what to do if Ron Paul won the presidency, because suddenly an entire demographic that he depends on for his big income and to support his giant house and his family and all the other amenities that go along with being Alex Jones would be gone. He'd suddenly have no need for a vast amount of his listeners. He doesn't want anything to change. He's never wanted anything to change. His entire reason for being is dependent upon the system being the way it is, dysfunctional and fucked up. And apparently, the so-called alternative media movement is the same way. You know, I don't think everybody in the entire planet is a fucking stupid sheep dupe. And that goes for the people who are occupying Wall Street. Do you know why? Because they at least know where the power resides in this fucking country. And that's with the motherfucking banks and Wall Street. And they are the ones that caused the financial collapse. They are the ones that caused it. And for all those people out there that think the country is broke or that everybody's broke and nobody has money, I have news for you. The banks have all the fucking money. And even when you look at Europe, I've told you before, there is no such thing as a sovereign debt crisis. A nation can never enter that particular scenario. What you're looking at in Europe is what? The banks being bailed out by the countries. And suddenly, the countries can't pay the debts of the rapacious fucking greedy bankers. Is it time for a debt moratorium? A time to tell the motherfucking bankers, you know what? Let's recalculate all the mortgages to today's value, minus the amount you've paid so far, and give you the present low interest rate on your loan. How much of a boon to the fucking economy would that be? Reducing people's mortgage payments by as much as 50 or 75 fucking percent. Imagine all the money that would be available to go into the economy. That's for you people that believe we're a consumerist nation, which we are, and pursue that as an economic end. But imagine how much money would be available for productive purposes if you took away all of the motherfucking money stolen by the goddamn banks and used it for actual productive purposes in this motherfucking useless shithole of a goddamn country. So I'm sick of hearing all the arguments about, oh, the Bolsheviks and socialists are down there trying to take it over. Or the evil unions. Oh, yes, the evil unions. The unions, oh, they're all powerful, evil, left-wing socialist organization. And Obama's secretly behind them. Get a fucking clue. Where was Obama when Wisconsin was openly attacking unions and destroying collective bargaining rights? I didn't see him send a single person to Wisconsin. I didn't see him do a fucking thing. I didn't see him lift a motherfucking finger to do anything to support the unions up there. And that goes for every other union attack, which, by the way, you can look at the teachers union as being the number one thing that he's attacked by way of the Department of Education. So, fuck off, all you assholes who think that Obama is a big union supporter and unions are all powerful and big. Motherfuckers, if the unions were all powerful and all fucking big and had all this goddamn influence, do you think that our union representation in this country would have dwindled from a high of like 37% down to what we have today of 11%? And it keeps falling? Don't be a fucking idiot. The only place that has money and power in this fucking country is fucking Wall Street and all the goddamn corporations that completely infiltrate this fucking government. And for all you idiot morons out there who think it's the government, they give all the power to the corporations, you're fucking retarded. If you take the goddamn government out, do you think the corporation's just going to dissolve overnight? And they're not going to continue to destroy their competition and fuck you over at every chance they have? You're mentally imbalanced if you think that. Is the government great and wonderful for all of you who want to be black and white? No! But in order to reform government, you gotta get the motherfucking corporations, money, Wall Street, and banks the fuck out! Then you can address the fucking government. If you want to address the financial issue, you have to address Wall Street. You have to address the banks who have raped, pillaged, and committed vast criminal actions against this government and the people here. Then you can look at the fucking Federal Reserve. And I don't care if there are aliens from another planet down walking the streets at Occupy Wall Street trying to take that group over for the benefits of their planetary invasion. I'm still going to support it because they're where they need to be. Because the problem is the banks. The banks own the Federal Reserve. The banks own the fucking government. Who is the goddamn Treasury Secretary? Timothy Geithner, who comes from Goldman Sachs. And there's no such thing as being a former Goldman Sachs person because you can guarantee that in his supposed blind trust is filled with fucking Goldman Sachs stock. And anything the Treasury does, or the President by way of the Treasury, is going to benefit Wall Street. Do you want to know why? Because Wall Street is the biggest fucking donor to the fucking President. And if anything comes to a head down there, you're finally going to see the truth of it. Because Obama will have to ride to their defense. Because he's been bought and fucking paid for. So it's not the unions, it's not the socialists, it's not the Bolsheviks, it's not all of these other fucking things that all of you stupid motherfuckers rail about, and it's not the fucking Federal Reserve, and it's not the government that you need to focus on. It's the goddamn banks, and it's the motherfucking corporations. That's it! You go after them first. Then you can go after the Federal Reserve. Then you can go after the corruption in government. Because as long as that influence is pervasive, as long as they continue to greedily devour everything in this fucking country, the banks have to be addressed first. First. That does not mean that you ignore everything else. And as for all of the alternative so-called media out there, and Alex, stupid motherfucking jackass piece of shit, do-nothing Jones, he wants everything to stay the way it is. And apparently a lot of the alternative media community want everything to remain the way it is. Fucked up with you poor and banks rich. Let me ask you this as a little side note. For all you Alex Jones supporters out there who think we need to focus on the Federal Reserve. Well, if they got rid of the Federal fucking Reserve tomorrow, how's that going to benefit you, motherfucker? Are you going to suddenly not be fucking poor? Are you going to suddenly have a fucking job? Grow up. Use the fucking 2 or 3 brain cells you have in your goddamn head. You stupid moron. Look at his fucking track record. Everything that he has done in his entire career on the radio has been to foster the status quo. Look at the guests that he has on. Well, 90% of them espouse right-wing bullshit assholeness. Assholishness, I guess I should say. But every once in a while, he'll have someone on who's slightly to the left. You think, oh, he's being balanced. No. He's having his cake and eating it too. Hedging his bets on everything. He has 100 articles that say Occupy Wall Street is a sham being taken over by this and that. You need to focus on the Fed. And then he has articles on that say, oh, Occupy Wall Street's great and wonderful. It's having your cake and eating it too. And it's supporting both sides of the equation. Why? Because he wants everything to remain the same. He doesn't want any change. He doesn't want this country to become better. He doesn't want people to get out of the trap of poverty. He doesn't want people to actually have some control of their lives. He doesn't want this country to be better. He wants everything to stay the way it is, because by staying the way it is, it supports him and keeps him where he is, making money and doing his thing. Occupy Wall Street is where it needs to be. Now, if it ends up being taken over by some group or not, which I don't think it will, but if it does, then you can talk about it. Then you can say, wait a minute, we got this influence in here. And I don't care if somebody said 5 months ago that people were going to end up in the streets and, do these various things. I don't care. I don't care. Because these people are there. And they're pointing the finger at the culprits. And that's the important thing. And until it collapses and is ripped apart by factions and everything else, if that happens, then I'm behind them 100%. 100%. And I don't care who's on the ground down there trying to do anything. You know why? Because I want some kind of change in this country. I do not want the banks controlling the fucking government. I do not want corporations running everything and deciding the show here in this motherfucking country. I want people out of poverty. I want people to retain their fucking homes. I want change. And if that change means that I'm off the air, not doing these fucking videos anymore, then so be it. Because I'll be happy, and you'll be happy, and you'll have a fucking sustainable life. Thank you. Good day.